First at 4, getting paid to get a high school diploma? Detroit's mayor unveils a new program that could give many families a boost. We'll tell you who's eligible. Also, auto sales impact. How hard has the coronavirus hit one of our most important industries? We'll look at some new numbers. Ben is working on a new forecast. Ben?
Yeah, Devin, our forecast is less like a heat wave and more like a heat tsunami. Wait till you see the staggering number of 90s right now. First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Devin Skillion in for Karen today. First at 4, the city of Detroit announcing a new program that will help adults get paid to earn their high school diplomas. It's called Earn to Learn, and it's a partnership between Detroit at Work and the Detroit Public Schools Community District. Adult Detroiters can earn $10 an hour for 20 hours a week to complete their high school diploma program. Now, you must have been scheduled to graduate before the year 2016 to enroll in this program. Mayor Duggan, though, says that this is a program that's going to help a lot of people.
But a lot of folks can't afford to just explore their future without having money to pay the bills this week. And so at least this way, you've got $200 a week coming in while you learn. So this is something we've never tried before. The idea of the schools and the city job training programs working this closely together.
Mayor says the first 50 students will start this new program July 13th, with hundreds more to follow in the fall of 2021. If you would like to enroll or learn more about it, you can go online to a site called DetroitAtWork.com, and we'll link that at Click on Detroit. One man is dead after a shooting in Detroit that may have stemmed from a road rage incident. Happened overnight near Jefferson and I-375. Police say a 24-year-old man was involved in some kind of incident with two bicyclists and got out of his car with a gun. According to police, one of the cyclists, who is a CPL holder, reportedly shot and killed the driver. Right now, a 28-year-old woman is in police custody. We've got a crew working this story, and we'll have an update coming up on Local 4 News at 5. Getting our first look at just how bad the coronavirus has hit the auto industry. Fiat Chrysler has reported that second quarter sales were down 39% from the same time last year. With showrooms closed, of course, for weeks, the company did see a spike in online sales activity. General Motors, meanwhile, says its sales for the quarter dropped 34%, though things did start to pick up in May and June. We do not have the numbers yet from Ford, but new here at 5, our business editor Rob Maloney will look at what all of this means for the industry and where the car business goes from here. All right, new at 4, we're just learning that 138 cases of the coronavirus have now been connected to that restaurant in East Lansing. We've been tracking the outbreak at Harper's Restaurant and Brew Pub, and the numbers keep going up. Today, the state reporting total now 262 new cases. That is actually down from where we were yesterday, down by more than 100 from a day ago. We have seen 4 additional deaths, also much lower than we saw in yesterday's number. We're also learning about those 138 cases connected to Harper's in East Lansing. Governor Whitmer has signed a supplemental budget bill that uses $880 million in federal money to support the state's COVID-19 response. She also signed a bill that gives you more time to renew things like your driver's license or your vehicle registration if they happen to expire between February 1st and yesterday, so the end of June. You now have until September 30th to get those done. And get ready for alcohol to go. Governor signed a package that allows bars and restaurants to let you take your favorite cocktails and drinks home with you, part of an effort to help struggling businesses. All right, let's move now to the first forecast. Been getting a little bit hotter each day this week. The evening's been pretty comfortable. We'll see if that will continue through the holiday weekend. Let's head in and ask Ben. Ben?
Yeah, Devin, that may be our saving grace. I don't think the humidity is going to be all that bad here for the forecast. The heat, though, that's another story. And these 80s that we've got outside, this may be the last time we see those for high temperatures for the foreseeable future. 84 is where we're at. We were actually a degree warmer so far today at 85. But compared to yesterday, some of these numbers are just a little bit cooler. It's not necessarily today, but it's going forward. We've got 9 straight days if you count the 7-day forecast, and then so the 2 additional ones that we've got in the 10-day forecast. It's at clickondetroit.com. This is going to be the largest 90-day streak in over 30 years. We put 8 together back in 1987, and we could be gunning for the record of 11. Some incredible heat in the forecast. It goes well beyond 10 days, and we'll talk about all that in just a few minutes. Kevin?
All right, Ben, back to you in just a few moments. Now, you no doubt recall the battle over guns being allowed inside Michigan State Capitol. Well, the Michigan State Capitol Commission now says they have decided they do have the legal authority to decide whether weapons should be allowed. It, of course, became quite an issue when protesters brought weapons to Lansing as they protested Governor Whitmer's COVID lockdown. Now we'll have to see what the commission decides next, now that they've decided they have the authority to do something about it. Next meeting is coming up on July 13th. The Trump administration is stepping up its defense of the president over reports Russian agents put bounties out on the lives of American soldiers. Today, the president referred to the reports as a hoax. He tweeted in part it was, quote, started to slander me and the Republican Party. I was never briefed because any info that they may have had did not rise to that level. Kimberly Gill picks up that coverage from our newsroom. Kim, where's this controversy headed, we have to wonder?
You're right, Devin, and good afternoon to you. Democrats are not satisfied, though, with the information they've received about the intelligence or how the Trump White House handled those disturbing reports that you just mentioned. The White House could meet with the so-called Gang of Eight as early as tomorrow. That would include top leaders such as Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. The New York Times first reported the story that Russian agents offered Taliban-linked groups rewards for harming allied soldiers, including Americans. Officials say the president was not informed because there wasn't enough evidence, but analysts say it's rare for any intelligence to be 100% verified before it's presented to senior decision makers. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is downplaying the accusations against Russia.
The fact that the Russians are engaged in Afghanistan in a way that's adverse to the United States is nothing new. By the way, some members of Congress are out there today suggesting that they are shocked and appalled by this. They saw the same intelligence that we saw.
Mike Pompeo would not discuss what he knew about the briefings, but says the administration responded in the correct way to protect U.S. troops. Key Democrats are asking why the president hasn't come forward to condemn Russia since the report emerged a few days ago. So, Devin, we'll have a lot more to talk about coming up on the news at 5. For now, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
You got it, KG. We'll see you at 5 o'clock. Sure. 31 people are in custody after police clear a protest zone in Seattle. Officers pushed protesters out of the Capitol Hill Organized Protest, or CHOP zone, as it's come to be known. This was the scene early this morning. Demonstrators held the area, including 6 blocks around an abandoned police precinct, for weeks. It was an effort to demand police reform after the killing of George Floyd at the hands of officers in Minneapolis. Recent violence in the zone, though, prompted the mayor to order police to move in to end the standoff. Now, before COVID-19, perhaps you enjoyed a trip to the farmer's market. We love that in the summertime, looking for locally grown produce. Well, these days, a bit more complicated. Kim DeGiulio introduces us to a homegrown business that's stepping into the breach with a new way to bring farm fresh directly to you.
When you buy produce at a grocery store, sometimes it's over a week old and who knows how many people have handled it. Well, now 2 men have launched a grocery service to help bring local produce right to your door the very next day. The idea of Farm Stop started way before people were afraid to grocery shop. It was an idea John Sitko and Brad Berry came up with to help local farmers make more of a profit.
The farmer, on average, is getting about 30% of that gross sale. And through our model, our farmers can expect to earn 2 to 3 times that amount.
It was also an idea that would give people better quality food.
Fresh produce is a great thing because oftentimes when you're with us, the product was picked yesterday, and you can expect to receive a product that's going to last you 2 to 3 weeks.
The way it works is customers can go on to Farm Stop's website and pick out food grown by local farmers like Lindsay Steele, who owns Garden Fort Farms in Brighton. Customers can then do a curbside pickup at Farm Stop's Livonia location or have it delivered right to their door a day or 2 after being picked from the farm.
So the nutritional value is still in the food, which means the flavor is still there.
Of course, Farm Stop's model became even more relevant when the pandemic hit. Their model allows their customers to avoid being in crowded supermarkets that could potentially be dangerous.
Our customers don't have to worry about actually going into a store and picking out their product. And on top of that, because we're partnering directly with local farmers, you don't have to worry about the amount of hands that typically come in contact with your product.
And at a time when having a strong immune system is so important, Farmer Lindsay says buying food that's locally sourced could make all the difference.
When you eat local food, you're a part of the environment. There's a relationship there with your gut biome, and I think a big part of why local food is at the front of people's minds.
FarmStop just launched today, so if you are interested in checking out this new grocery service, you can find the link to their website at our website, clickondetroit.com. In Brighton, I'm Kim DeGiulio, Local 4.
Pretty cool. All right, Kim. FarmStop has committed to donate, by the way, 1% of their income each year to local causes, and this year they've committed to the Black Farmers Land Fund. Still ahead, a statue of President Abraham Lincoln caught up in our national racial reckoning. This wasn't about the president himself. We'll show you now what thousands of people found disturbing. Former Hollywood heavyweight Harvey Weinstein agrees to a multi-million-dollar settlement. Some of the victims, though, say he is not doing enough. But first, NASA calls this the riskiest part of any mission. The story behind this spacewalk and the new tourist option for the person who's been absolutely everywhere. We'll be right back.